Hello everyone, my name is Dave Partner and welcome to your next tutorial on Ionic2 with Firebase. In the past recent tutorials, I've been teaching you how to customize your Ionic app, and in this tutorial we'll take it a step further, and in the next tutorial we'll get back to Firebase. Alright, what we have here is I changed the color of this to red, and I changed the color of the backgrounds to red, and the buttons, as you can see, when you click on it, it highlights and it changes color to white. This is dull, this is bright. Okay, and I don't think this is the best version of red we could use. In your own app you could play with other colors, but I will just proceed with this. Okay, alright, and let's see, how do you do this across different pages? How do you change this across different pages? There are many ways to customize stuff in Ionic. Ionic gives you flexibility to move around. So, but here are some ways that I found out to customize this. You could figure out other ways, and don't forget to drop in the comments. Alright, go to your app variable.scss. You remember where it is? It's in your app themes. When you get to your project folder, remember Fireblogger, then you open app, and then open theme, and then you see this file app variable.css, which is what we have right here. It's an SCSS file, and this is what happens. When you open yours, you could see that you just have these guys here. It's a definition of colors that your app is using, and you can change the colors. Like me, I changed this from light blue to this dark blue. You could change yours to stuff you like, but then you could define more colors and define more custom stuff. Okay, so I've defined one that I call more color. You could call yours anything, and then you have a bracket, you have a colon, you have a bracket, then you have base and contrast. You must name these guys base, and you must name this guy contrast. Now the base is the background of what you're looking for. So our base here is light brown or something. What do you call this? So that's the base we are working with. Now you could change yours to anything. Okay, so if you're using the kind of text editor I'm using, then you probably have this kind of color palette. You could change yours to something cool depending on what you want, or pinkish. Alright, and here we have the contrast. The contrast is the text color and the icon colors. Okay, and then I defined another one and called it orange color, and I have the base, which is this color, and I have the contrast, which is almost white, which is somewhere around ash. Remember that the separators are commas, not semicolons, so don't fall to the temptation of thinking you are coding raw CSS and you use semicolons. You have errors. Alright, and after that we now have to, this won't work because it's just a definition of variables, but we still have to change it to reflect throughout our own app. There are some different CSS files that come, and definitions and variables that come with Ionic2, and Ionic2 was built for 3 different platforms. One is Windows, one is Android, and the other one is iOS. Okay, so it has different files for all these. As you can see here, different CSS files. If we go back to www and open this guy here, the index.html, you'll see that we are importing 3 different CSS files. So what happens is that you could change the definition of colors and some variables in the different platforms that you're using. So for here, we changed it for Android only. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you see that iOS is messed up at the bottom. The color is not reflecting well. But then at the Android version, as you can see up here, this is iOS, this is Android, and this is Windows. So for the Android, everything is looking cool as we just wanted. So if we get back to our file, we will see our app.variable.css that we changed something. This is what you use to change the background of the top and the bottom. You have toolbar, then you say color, then you say inside colors, which is this guy, look for one of the properties called orange color, and then we're working with the base. Alright, you could as well delete this base. It will still work without the base. But then we still need to change some colors. We say toolbar MD active color. This is in the toolbar. These guys are toolbar. This is a toolbar and this is a toolbar. These two red bars. So we're saying active is when someone clicks on a button or something, the color should be white. So for instance, if we come here and say that when we click this guy becomes white. So when we get back to we have an inactive color. When it's inactive, the color should be gray. That's what we set here. And then when it's text, the normal text color should be white. Now this MD here means for material design, which is for Android only. If we are going to build for Windows, we'll just put WP, that's Windows Phone, and for iOS we'll put iOS. Okay. If we get back to our index.html I was opening before, I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you that we imported 3 files here. Ionic imported 3 files by default. Now if your app is for Android only, you may just wish to remove these two guys, Windows Phone and iOS, just to make sure that your app comes lean. Alright, if you're trying to reduce the size of your apps, these are some of the things you can remove if you are focusing on Windows. Alright, this guy here has some variables that is defined. So this is where we change the variables so that it will reflect across the whole app inside our app.variable.scss. Now you may be asking, how did I know these guys? How would you know other ones? What are the all other available options? To do that, we have to get to Ionic framework documentation, Ionic2. So you go to the documentation and we check out what they have. So we open Ionic framework.com/docs/v2, and then we go to theming, and then we go to overriding Ionic variables. Remember, I'm trying to show you how to know what to change. So when you look at this page, you'll see that there is a whole list. This is a very long list of variables that you can change in Ionic, and it contains Windows. The ones that has WP is for Windows Phone. The ones that have MD, you can see MD is for Android, which is material design, and then the one that has iOS is for iOS. So to find out what we really need to change, if you just get to your app, you right click and inspect element. I'm opening it. So when you get to that aspect of your application, just like this one, if I wanted to change this color or know what variables to use, which of these variables to adjust to change this color, I'll just right click and click on inspect element. Then when this console window pulls up, I will look at what we have here. If I just right click, inspect element, as you can see, we have I want to put 2 of them together so you can see them. I'm dragging this closer to each other, so we have it here right now. So, and I click this element, no longer the console. See where the console is, and this is where the element is. So when you come to this point, what you have is toolbar background. As you can see, keep your eye on this guy. As you're moving your mouse, the different areas will be coloring there until you get the area that covers exactly what you're looking for. So what we're looking for is toolbar background, as you can see. So if we get back to Ionic page here, what we'll do is we search for toolbar background. Toolbar-background. So as you can see, our list has reduced, and for toolbar background we have picker for iOS, we have for MD, and then we have, this is the one we're looking for, and by default it shows that the default value is this color and is defined in this file. So but this is just what we need. We can just go to our app variable.scss and edit whatever color we have here. So if we get back to our app, we have toolbar background. That is what I just did here, and we said color, and we said take this color and apply this base and contrast. Okay, so but if we want to go all evil and be some dark art, we can just write the color directly. You understand? Let's just say toolbar background should be black, and the app is refreshing. Check out the app, it's now black in color. Okay, and this shows you that you could build a black app. Alright, and in the next tutorial we'll get back to our app right here and see how we can build out this page, the users page, and we'll connect to Firebase. Alright, thank you very much. See you in subsequent tutorials. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube. When you visit youtube.com/c/braintemp, that braintemp.org, you pan to the right and you hit on the subscribe button. Okay, and remember that the code for this project is up on GitHub at github.com/daveozalo/fireblogger. I will like a pull request. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.